What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Everyday. So we got 3 new products from CENracing, and not sure if we're going to try to do all 3 in this one video, but I think I've got it all figured out in order. So the first thing we're going to look at here is part CD0450. This is the F450 molded bumper conversion kit. So this will get you the bumpers like the F250 has, and we get to cut off these Lexan things on the front and back of this beautiful body. There's a little bit to it on the F450. If you remember, I'll show you on the chassis of this one. So if you remember right, the chassis on the F450 only come to just behind the tire. So when you get their trailer hitch kit, you have to has a billet extensions. This kit actually has new chassis sections for the rear, which I'm assuming are longer. So we've got to extend that out quite a ways and replace this whole entire rear section of the chassis. Moved our hitch piece out, and that's actually the piece that the bumper attaches to. Now up front it's a lot easier. All we have to do is remove the foam and bolt the bumper to the chassis and then trim the body. Not too bad. That's why I wanted to start with this, because our other thing we have is the RGB kit from the F250. So this is for the 450 specifically. This has the new Pro light module, which does some fancier tricks. I haven't got to play with one in person yet, but I think it's programmable if I'm not mistaken. So before we wire the entire chassis for lights, I figured let's go ahead and extend the chassis, replace the rails, and do all that stuff. But that'll probably be the last thing we get to, because the third new thing that CENracing is offering is the CKD1000. This is the lift kit. This is a complete, very extensive and involved lift kit. So it's set up like the F250 is. So we get the drop brackets, we get parallel 4-link with the Watts link on top, just like on the 250s. And this even includes a battery tray in the back that's different than the one it has. It actually has a clamp. Looks like it comes with rods and all new rod ends. I've got shock wheel and springs and shafts. I'm not sure if it replaces the entire shock or not. We'll have to dig into that, but that's going to be a massive undertaking. So yeah, we'll start on this piece here. Start looking at these bumpers. Alright, so this kit consists of the 2 rails. The side specific, narrow at the rear, wider at the front. We've got good instructions. We've got a new rear receiver hitch bumper mount bracket, a new front bumper mount piece. I'm not sure what the differences are on that yet, but we'll see when we get there. We've got a bag of tow hooks and LED lenses that snap into the bumpers. We've got a little bit of hardware, not a whole lot, so that's a good sign. Hopefully it won't be too involved. It should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to remove the back section of the frame, bolt on new ones, and put everything back in its place. The bumpers, again, exactly like the F250. It's going to be a nice improvement over the Lexan. That's probably one of the most hated on features of that truck, that body. The rear one, pretty cool looking. I'm not sure if we've talked about it yet or not, but I've already got painted bumpers on my 250 from 110 Rod Shop. He went to visit him, and I turned around and he's putting painted bumpers on my truck. So we've got some mods done to that one already, and yeah, this one's got some catching up to do. So I'm going to glance over the instructions here. Looks like it shows here starting out front. So we'll move the rails off to the side. Looks pretty straightforward. Curious, the cutting instructions for the body, it's pretty straightforward. There's already lines there. The rear is going to be just a little bit more involved. You can see cutting the front bumper, it's just pretty much this straight line all the way across right there. I've already cut one of my trucks before in the front. It's not hard at all. Back's a little more intricate. We've got this round edge with the taillight, and we have to come back down, back across. So it's going to be a little more involved, but it's not hard to do. The way I'm going to do it, I'm just using a fresh razor blade. Not trying to do, my hobby knife is horrible. I don't have any blades for it, and I'm not steady enough hand with that, but with a razor blade I'm pretty precise, and yeah, it's super sharp. So we just lightly score it gently and get our lines in, and then it almost peels off, but we'll cover that more when we get there. Alright guys, that took a little longer than I thought it would. Wasn't really the chassis stuff, it was just cutting the body. Yeah. Had a little trouble with that tailgate, trying to cut around the ends of the rear bumper, or the rear bumper. But yeah, got it pretty even, got it looking good. Yeah, it changes the whole look of the truck having plastic bumpers, having something bumper other than Lexan. It goes nice. You can see I've got the blue truck out, the F250, with those painted. I think this candy apple red would look amazing with painted bumpers. Everything bolted on nice, didn't have any extra screws left over. It came with all the additional stuff you needed, and it went together pretty well, changing out those chassis rails in the back. Wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. There is one difference I needed to mention to you. On that passenger side chassis rail, you have the mount for the panhard bar. So your bar that goes this way on the suspension. A couple extra screws in there. I didn't think I filmed that very good in the high-speed stuff. But other than that, it's identical to the other side. There's just 2 extra screws and one on the bottom to drop that panhard bar out of the way. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up with this in this video, guys. We'll keep this all separate because I think that suspension lift is going to be a lot more involved. And I don't want to try to cram a whole bunch into each video. I'd rather each have their own specific things. So, but if you're interested in any of these kits, any of these parts, these trucks, anything CENracing, please use the link below, and it helps the channel out. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. We'll see you in the next video, and keep it scale.